Hi guys, VST here. Hello my friends of YouTube. It's 2020 and as you can see I have a Pixel 3 XL phone in my hand. So this video is going to be about a Pixel 3 XL in 2020. Is it still worthy guys, the Pixel 3 XL in 2020? Is this still a good phone? Can you go with the Pixel 3 XL in 2020 and use this as your main daily driver? Take pics, play games, browse, do your work. This will be the main topic into this video. So we're going to understand if the Pixel 3 XL still got what it takes to serve you as the main daily driver guys in 2020. So unless you don't know, it's already 2020 guys. Before we start, I will not ask you to like and subscribe. I just want to thank you guys for staying here and watching this video, even if you stop it through the middle or whatsoever, or if you watch it until the end, which is even better. Anyway, if you just open this channel and you stumble upon this video, I want to shake your hand and I want to give you a high five for you watching this video, because that's really what it matters guys. Now that's the Pixel 3 XL guys. I can tell you, just when switching this device, I instantly felt in love with the 6.3-inch OLED display. It is absolutely the best, and I even at some point was thinking that even this display is better than the display that I have into the OnePlus 7. We're gonna get to that part, but it's really great display. I also will post a separate videos about the camera, but guys, this is not the camera, it is the best smartphone camera ever put in the phone, specifically when the Pixel 3 was released. But even today, even up to this day, what is today? Today is the 23rd of January. Even until today, this camera, single lens, can still beat most of the smartphones out there. And I have done a very compelling review between the Pixel 3 XL and my personal OnePlus 7 Pro, testing the Google stock camera on the Pixel 3 XL with the stock camera of the OnePlus 7 Pro and the Google camera. And I'm very eager to also see the result, because I also don't know the result. I will know them when I once produce the video. A very big pro here is that you get one of the best camera that was ever put into a phone. You have a great 6.3-inch OLED display, and I've been using this phone for almost a whole day. Great solid battery life guys. All right, speaking about the pros, of course I need to say at least 3 cons. And first thing goes without saying, it has a very big notch guys. So unless you're not an iPhone fan, this is too dramatic. I mean, when the Pixel was released in 2019, there were already phones that were battling the notch using some water drop notches or had like pop-up camera solutions. So this is ugly, all right? It is another thing that with time you get used to this, but it is gonna be there every time you see the phone, all right? And as you also can tell, there is no microphone jack, which pretty much I'm get used to already. But okay, for some people that's still a must, so the Pixel 3 doesn't have it. So guys, if you're all about smartphone photography, I think that the 12.2 megapixel rear camera is gonna be one of the best reasons for you to still buy the Pixel 3 XL. And you know what? I actually checked how much is the price of a used Pixel 3 XL in 2020, and it does still cost a lot of money, because on the second-hand market where I live, you can find it for 400 euro. I got a friend of mine who bought for that same price a brand new OnePlus 7 Pro, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 storage, right? So it's a very expensive phone, right? But anyway, you should know that you're getting one of the best camera experience ever put in a smartphone. And you know that after the Pixel 3 XL, they released I think the 3A and 3A XL, and then of course the Pixel 4 and 4 XL, making things a little bit better, putting a secondary lens on the back. But still guys, that's probably the best single lens camera ever put in the phone. I might be repeating myself, but this is true. It is the way it is. Just take it for granted. I'm saying it is. Speaking about cameras guys, you should know that in this outrageous notch there are 2 front-facing cameras. So there is one tiny camera that helps with doing the group selfies. It's pretty much an ultra-wide front-facing camera, and you should also know that this phone is doing also quite well with the front-facing camera and the selfies. There are new Pixels after this, namely the Pixel 3a and the Pixel 3a XL, and then also the Pixel 4 and Pixel 4 XL, which are adding, let's say, the latest chipset. They have a bigger battery, and they have also added a dual camera setup. But if you're not a big fan of those things, then you might be as well covered very well with the Pixel 3 XL in 2020. Speaking about the Pixel 3 XL, so it has identical cameras, I think, with the latest generation. Of course, it's only one camera. It does have dual front-facing speakers. It runs on the Snapdragon 845 chipset, and it does have the 4 GB of RAM. Pretty much crazy, in the Android world. If you say to somebody that your phone has a 4 GB of RAM, you're gonna be expelled from school. you're gonna be denied the right to go to university, and your friends, actually you will not have any friends because your Android friends will hate you, and despise you because you have only 4 gigabytes of RAM. That's not very well accepted into the Android world. But besides this, guys, myself included, I also thought that 4 gigabytes is not too much, with Android 10 and all the large apps. But I can only say that these beasts work quite well with the Snapdragon 845 and with the 4 gigabytes included. So that's why I used to even say that the Pixel is kind of, it's the Apple phone for Android. It's the Apple Android phone, because it's the same story like we have it in all the Apple flagship. They never go with the highest amount of RAM and etc. Never go with the biggest batteries, but they do the job very nicely in a very best, I would say, balanced way. And this is pretty much, what the Pixel 3 XL does as well. When we do review smartphones, we always have to speak about the design. And I intentionally didn't want to start with that because apparently the design is not, let's say, the strongest Pixel 3 XL argument. And you know what people say about Pixel phones, that the back is always like better than the front, and I can't agree more. I mean, really, if you take a look about the back, this does look really crazy. And if you remember, the Pixel 2 XL, like the Panda phone that I had like black and white, it was the favorite phone for a lot of YouTubers like MQBHD and some other guys. And I can only agree that the Pixel 3 back really looks better than the front. Front is nothing really special, and yeah, this notch kind of like destroys the whole experience. Speaking about design, there is a change between the Pixel 2 XL to the Pixel 3 XL, because right now, they have ditched apparently the aluminum back. And right now it's all glass, but they did it into this halftone where you have this part is a little bit of a glossy and shiny, and the rest of the phone is using this textured made glass finish. This is quite good because Google are claiming that this is Gorilla Glass 5, which pretty much should protect also the front screen, and the front screen should also be made out of Gorilla Glass 5. Okay, so that's good, it has protection. There is this aluminum frame, guys, that kind of binds the front and the back pieces together, and this is actually the only metal part. So you see here when we go like this, guys, so this is the only like metal or aluminum thing inside a phone. So everything here is glass. Don't get your fooled, this is not plastic, it is glass. This is glass and front is glass, and the only aluminum part is the frame that kind of puts the back to the front and sticks them together. Design wise, I am not really impressed, but I cannot say that this is an ugly phone. And it feels light to the hand, and honestly it has this like premium feeling, guys. Once you look at the display, you're going to fall in love with this display. Pixel wallpapers, guys, they are absolutely incredible. Colors are reproduced in a quite unique way. The blacks and the darks are like they should be because it's also an HDR display. It is really giving you like a very nice experience. It is also QHD plus resolution. So as I said, it has the QHD plus resolution. It does support HDR, and it is 6.3 inch OLED. So yeah, this is pretty much a very nice capable display, guys. And although you have this notch here, you get something like 83% screen to body ratio. So this is not that bad at all, right? So it's a 6 inches phone with a huge display. Now, if you're not a big fan of the notch, you can go to the developer options and try to hide the notch and etc. But I don't care about this. I mean, I just want to use the phone as natural as I can. Now, I did not have the Pixel 2 XL, but people were saying that, the POLED display from the Pixel 2 XL was not always the best. About all the burnings and all the issues that it had, all the ghosting and etc. This one, what I can tell you, this display is top-notch display. And speaking about the cameras, guys, the Pixel 3 XL has 3 cameras, and it does capture one of the best photos that I ever seen in any smartphone. And I used a lot of smartphones, but this thing here, what is very strange, that even the camera that is on the back on the Google Pixel 3 XL is not the best camera if you have to consider all the specification on a PowerPoint presentation on a paper, right? The f here is 1.8, and we have seen phones going with apertures like f1.5, Samsung and LG and etc. And the megapixels here, we have 12.2 megapixels, and this is really low compared to most of the like modern, even 2019, 2020 phones, which has like 16 megapixels, 40 megapixels, and right now even the 108, so over 100 and something megapixel of craziness, because I call this thing craziness, guys. Anyway, what the other phones does not have, guys, is something called the PVC, which is a dedicated Google Pixel Visual Core chip, which uses machine learning software, and this accelerates the magic that is used with the computational photography, all the machine learning, all the AI and etc. And although many other smartphone vendors also try to use AI, we know that Apple has like the Deep Fusion and etc. Xiaomi and Huawei and everybody else, Samsung as well, are trying to do this on their own. Here we have the Pixel Visual Core chip, and I can tell that this makes a huge differences. And also I'm using Google Camera Mode since almost the first versions that were out there created by BSG. It works best on a Pixel. I'm not sure it's because of the chip. The chip definitely enhances the way things are processed, guys. So this Pixel Visual Core chip is used by Google to process data and to make their algorithms even better. And this is pretty much what stands behind the magic of the Google camera, right? This one here and this one as well, included with this dedicated chip that is helping them. The primary selfie camera here has 75 degree of field of view, as to the second one has 97 degree, which kind of makes it be like a ultra wide or wide front facing camera. This means that you can go and you can do, you can capture more details, specifically when you shoot people. That's why they called it like the group selfie. But this could be quite useful, I can agree with that one. The apertures for those cameras are f1.8 and f2.2, which is not of course the best in class, but anyway, it's a Pixel, guys. That's the magic. On paper it does not have the best specifications, but in practice you see it nails it down. There is something we need to cover when we speak about the Pixel and if the Pixel 3 XL is still worth it in 2020, and this is all about the Google camera, right? And although I realize that I have done a lot of Google camera reviews on my channel, like specific Google camera modes, and I'm gonna be doing Google camera modes for the Pixel 3 XL as well. We need to speak about this because this is pretty much, what puts Pixel, so all the smartphone camera possibilities included into that phone really makes this a beast. And actually Google made the Pixel to be famous with this Google camera. And this is, again, as I said, it uses a lot of machine learning, it uses also a lot of processing, and this is pretty much where all the vendors are going. If we take Apple, like I said, we take Xiaomi and everybody else, but Google, their app is really top notch right now. Shooting with a Pixel camera will give you a top shot, so this means that when you shoot people moving, then you can just choose what picture you want to keep as the best one. When you see something far away, you can also apply super res zoom, which is pretty much providing a very clear image for a digital zoom. Google introduced the night sight, and I remember when the night sight was announced, we really freaked out because it was such a desired feature. And yeah, I've been using night sight since then. So night sight is doing a magic on your photos when you shoot into the dark. Whole camera experience you just get onto the Pixel 3 XL stock out of the box is just fantastic, guys. The only drawback that I can find with the camera is apparently the video mode, which has 4K, but I don't see the 60 FPS available, which is really a drawback for me. But speaking about pictures and photos and portraits, this is gonna be the phone to go. Now some information about specs and battery life. So it doesn't come with a huge battery. Told you it's 3430 here, pretty low compared to what the other phones have, but everybody using this phone claims that they get really nice results. It has of course all the adaptive battery that was introduced into Android Pie. So the battery is not a huge one, but it will give you enough power to go throughout the day. So occasionally here and there you could charge it. It does have wireless charging, guys. The original Pixel charger is an 18 watts charger, so it supports fast charging. But then also, guys, if you have wireless charging, you can put it somewhere on the pad and just charge the phone. So people were saying, yeah, this is not gonna be enough, and you can see there are tons of videos that actually are using Geekbench for, to benchmark the performance of the phone, and they'll show you, look, the Pixel is not doing great and etc. But I can tell that all the applications that usually a normal user will use will work fine on the Pixel 3X. Even more, the screen is so responsive and it does feel really like a 90 Hz screen, although it doesn't have 90 Hz, so it's very well optimized. And the 4 GB of memory, I have to admit, even surprisingly for myself, are actually quite enough. Now, of course, if you play very graphically intensive games, etc., this might put a lot of strain to the phone. But what I'm saying is, as a normal user, do some social networks, listen to some music, do some YouTube, do some email work, and etc. It will do the job absolutely perfectly, guys. Last but not least, speaking about the whole experience, guys, we can say, that the Pixel 3 XL is a very unique phone because it has really one of the best cameras that people ever put into the phone. It has a very nice colorful, realistic 6.3-inch OLED screen, and it has also this like enormous notch, which should not be the problem for you if you use the phone on a daily basis, guys. This is just concerning the first time you see it. I can guarantee in 5 days you're gonna be over with this. Maybe we made a bigger drama than actually this phone deserved. Ideally, I also wish to have like a smaller notch, but we have here 2 cameras, we have the ambient light sensor, so okay, it is the way it is, so just take it like it is. The main highlight of the phone again is that the rear camera, again, it's only 12.2 megapixels and it's only a single lens. And this camera really outperforms a lot of the other phones that have dual camera, you know, triple lens systems and whatever. So if you want a top-notch camera in 2020 and not give a lot of money, you know, for the phone, if you can find it somewhere in the second-hand market for 400 euro, I would say yes, maybe it's not a good price. But if you find it for like 300, 350 euro, maybe you have to reconsider, because for this money, you're gonna get still a very capable camera in 2020. You'll get all the latest Android security updates, and you can get probably even all the latest Android updates for at least 1 year. And not to speak, I even didn't want to go there, but not to speak that the Pixel 3 XL is the last phone or the last Pixel phone from the Pixel series that will give you unlimited free storage of your photos in original quality, because you know that Google removed that functionality, or they removed that perk for the new Pixels 4 and 4 XL. Something, guys, that I want to show you before we close this review, something I've just seen here. You know, look what I'm doing. I'm just taking the phone, squeezing it, and you see I can activate my assistant. Alright, so this is really unique, guys. Here on the Pixel 3 XL, you don't have a special button to activate the AI mode. You just take the phone, squeeze it, and then, yeah, boom, you have the assistant. Very nice, very handy feature, alright? Going back to the final words of this review, is the Pixel 3 XL still worth it in 2020? I just have one answer for you guys, and the answer is yes, alright? Absolutely yes. If you can find a good price for that phone, don't hesitate. Guys, I hope that you liked the video, and I hope you watch it till the end. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching this video, supporting me, leaving comments and interacting with me. This means a lot, guys. Appreciate it a lot. And also, please check in the next days. I'll be putting more and more interesting reviews with the Pixel, with the Google camera, with the Google camera mods versus the OnePlus 7 Pro versus the iPhone. There's gonna be some interesting videos for you to watch. I hope, guys, that you had some good time spending it here on my channel. Stay safe, take care, VST, over and bye.